Jigglypuff has become an iconic character in the Smash series, mostly because of one attack, Rest. Especially in Smash 64 and Melee, Rest was extremely powerful because of all the combos that led into it. In Smash 4, Jiggs is currently labeled as low tier, partly because it's harder to hit Rest. But how hard actually is it? I'm C5 from the Beefy Smash Dudes, and in this video we will take a look at all true combos and tricks to hit Rest. First of all, Rest kills from around 40 to 60% upwards, depending on the character's weight. But remember that it will kill earlier if you hit it higher up or if you have Rage. The first and in our opinion most reliable combo is forward air to Rest. It's a guaranteed kill combo against every character if the percent are right. To execute it, you have to hit the late fair. If you hit the sweet spot at the beginning, the knockback is usually too big for the Rest to hit. Although if your opponent DIs towards you, it sometimes still works. You can either hit the fair while rising, which should immediately put you into the right position for the down B, or while descending. Then you have to add a jump before the down B. I personally found the descending fair to jump Rest more reliable and easier to hit than the rising fair to Rest. But both methods are working fine if the percent are right. This combo can connect between 30 and 80%, again depending on the character. For heavyweights and fast fallers it connects easier at higher percent. For floaties and light characters it connects easier at lower percent. Remember that everything connects and kills earlier if you have Rage. Next up, down air to Rest. This one is a bit harder to hit. If you want your opponent to be knocked in front of you by the dare, you have to hit the front hitbox of the last hit. To ensure that, you drift back slightly while your opponent is trapped in the first few hits. Then, right before the last hit connects, you drift towards him again to get enough momentum. After the dare is finished, you jump and rest. It's really important that you press towards your opponent early enough. You need to have enough speed if you want the rest to be a true combo. This definitely needs some practice before you will be able to connect it regularly. Also, the down air is kinda unreliable because your opponent can easily DI out of it by mashing down or away, especially if you drift backwards. Down air to rest can work from about 20 to 90%, again depending on the character's weight. If your opponent DIs away, the percent range gets reduced a lot. Another true combo is landing up air to rest. You have to hit the up air right before you land on the ground, then jump and rest. This combo can work at 0% by doing an up air and immediately rest without jumping. But as you might figure, at these percent it is not a kill combo. Rest still deals quite some damage, and if you are at low percent and there is no chance of you dying from the punish, the trade might even be worth it. I honestly would not go for that trade most of the time, but you have to decide for yourself. At around 10%, up air to rest does sometimes not connect because your opponent gets knocked too high for the standing rest, but Jigglypuff's jump takes too long for the rest to connect if your opponent also jumps. From about 20 to 50%, up air to full hop rest is true again, as always depending on the character's weight. 20% is still a bit too early for rest to kill, but if you get that combo on a platform, it might even kill at those percent. Up tilt to rest works too, but only at very low percent, about 0 to 20. You simply up tilt, jump and rest. Against fast fallers at very low percent, simply performing a standing rest also works, but with the jump it works just as fine, so why risk it? This combo is mostly for racking up damage if you decide that it's worth for you, and if you get it on a high platform it might even get you a stock. Footstool to rest. This combo, if you want to call it that, is pretty cool. Against a small amount of characters, you can immediately hit a rest after footstooling them. For some, it only works at grounded footstools, and for others, only at aerial footstools. Now, reacting to a footstool you get is impossible, so trying to get this combo would be extremely risky. But here comes the cool part. If you input a jump, then a down air and then a down B really fast, the following happens. If Jiggs first does a normal aerial jump, it will then perform a down air, and the down B input happens while it is already performing a down air, so nothing else happens. But if Jiggs footstools an opponent, the down air and the down B input both happen during the footstool animation. So you buffer both inputs, but Smash 4 only registers the last buffered input. And because you pressed A first and then B, Jiggs performs a rest right after the footstool. You basically slide your thumb fast from X or Y over A to B while pressing down. What's so cool about this is that you can try going for a footstool rest without the risk of missing rest and being punished. If you miss the footstool, you will just perform a down air, and if you get it, you can put it in the combo video. I want to give a big shout out to TheReflexWonder for finding this genius trick. We will also link his video of this trick in the description. Okay, these were all true rest combos we could find, but there are some more tricks on how to get rest that I want to talk about. The first, and by far my favorite, is air dodge to rest. This might sound simple, but believe me, it's effective. What I love about this technique is that you can react much easier to a laggy move of your opponent. If you short hop into them and air dodge a tilt or even a landing aerial, you can be sure that your rest will connect. And if you are not sure, simply hit an aerial instead. Or maybe you see him charge a smash or doing rapid jabs. Use your air dodge to get safely through the hitboxes and simply rest them. Also, your opponents will get paranoid if they know what you are going for and will start shielding a lot more if you air dodge into them. And if their shield is low enough, you can use that paranoia and go for a shield break instead of a rest. Crouch to rest is also a great tool since Jiggs crouch is so good. There are plenty of moves you can crouch under and then punish with a rest. But since there is a very popular and good video on that already existing by MySmashCorner, I will only encourage you to watch that one instead of showing everything again. The link for that is in the description. The last trick in this video is resting when your opponent starts jabbing. Against a few characters, you can rest right after the first or second jab. This works against Bowser Jr., Falco, Sheik, Game & Watch, Little Mac and Kirby. But it is extremely hard because you have to react super fast or predict that your opponent starts jabbing, and you have to be very close. I would honestly not recommend going for that, but just try it out and you will see for yourself. Again, TheReflexWonder also made a video on that, which I will link in the description, but his list is a bit outdated because some jabs have been buffed in recent patches. Also, a big shout out to the whole Jigglypuff community on Smashboards. Their research has helped a lot making this video, and I will link a thread in the description where you can read about everything said in this video and even more. I hope I could help out some Jiggs mains or motivate more people to play Jiggs. It's definitely very fun to play, especially if you know how to get those rests. It's not easy, but with practice, it's definitely possible. As always, thanks for watching, see you soon and stay beefy.